Alrighty, lovelies. Let's see what we can uncover today. Um, so yeah, you all can find out a lot of clues in Ezekiel. Read that; it will tell you. And I'm glad that most of you, for those that are sticking around in the channel, and not calling it as an allegory. No, it's this stuff is real. It's not allegorical. Like, seriously, in the book of Ezekiel, 16:6, through the whole thing, you can literally find loads and loads of clues. Oh, one more thing I just remembered. My brain took a while for it to find it. It's just sometimes I shove things in the back of my head and forget time to time. Um, you all know how Billy Crone talks about the. Oh, not only Billy Crone talks about it, but the Bible itself. You know do you know all that the Lord is talking about where you are not going to be able to um, buy or sell things? Yeah, that's a satanic regime, by the way. Meaning, it's literally sounding what it sounds like. You're not gonna own anything. You're not gonna sell or buy things. Because hear me out. It sounds what it sounds like because uh, they're gonna take ownership of your things, and they're probably gonna poison you and do other things with whatever they're gonna do. In fact, they're gonna ship things to you and stuff like that. But I would refuse that. Whatever they're gonna give you, because again, a lot of people cannot be trusted. So that's why we will continue to read this. Speaking of on trust, the Bible keeps telling us here. Tell me, I pray thee, wherein thy great strength lieth. Judges 16:6. Interesting, we're almost in the same category here, just like Ezekiel, but it's in the book of Judges. Um, 16:6. There we go. Samson and Delilah. Oh, that fiend. Fiend of the woman. Although, just like any other man, Samson is guilty of chasing women. Well, I can't say that to myself exactly, but let's find out and read it, and then you all see how the enticing of women becomes apparent. Samson and Delilah. Then went Samson to Gaza and saw there an harlot and went in unto her. Ah, you see, we see it now. She is a harlot. Then went Samson to Gaza. What? It's mentioning Gaza? Then went Samson to Gaza and saw there an harlot and went in unto her. And it was told the Gezites, saying, Samson is come hither. And they compassed him in, and laid wait for him all night in the gate of the city, and were quiet all the night, saying, in the morning, when it is day, we shall kill him. And Samson lay till midnight, and arose at midnight, and took the doors of the gate of the city. He basically broke them, and the two posts, and went away with them, bar and all, and put them upon his shoulders, and carried them up to the top of an hill that is before Hebron. And it came to pass afterward that he loved a woman in the valley of Sorek, whose name was Delilah. And the lords of the Philistines came up unto her, and said unto her, Entice him, and see wherein his great strength lieth, and by what means we may prevail against him, that we may bind him to afflict him, and we will give thee every one of us 1,100 pieces of silver. Whoo, that's a lot of money. And Delilah said to Samson, Tell me, I pray thee, wherein thy great strength lieth, and wherewith thou mightest be bound to afflict thee. And Samson said unto her, If they bind me with 7 green withs that were never dried, then shall I be weak, and be as another man. Then the lords of the Philistines brought up to her 7 green withs, which had not been dried. Okay, it's like ropes. It's just a different description about them, about the ropes. Philistines brought up to her 7 green withs, which, no, that's entirely different. That's entirely different items, which had not been dried, and she bound him with them. Now, there were men lying in wait, abiding with her in the chamber, and she said unto him, The Philistines be upon thee, Samson. And he brake the withs as a thread of tow, is broken when it touched the fire. So his strength was not known. And Delilah said unto Samson, Behold, thou hast mocked me and told me lies. Now tell me, I pray thee, wherewith thou mightest be bound. And he said unto her, If they bind me fast with new ropes that never were occupied, then shall I be weak, and be as another man. Delilah therefore took new ropes, and bound him therewith, and said unto him, The Philistines be upon thee, Samson. And there were liars and wait, abiding in the chamber, and he brake them from off his arms like a thread. And Delilah said unto Samson, Hitherto thou hast mocked me and told me lies. Tell me wherewith thou mightest be bound. And he said unto her, If thou wavest the 7 locks of my head with the web. And she fastened it with the pin, and said unto him, The Philistines be upon thee, Samson. And he awaked awaked out of his sleep, and went away with the pin of the beam and with the web. And she said unto him, How canst thou say, I love thee, when thine heart is not with me? Thou hast mocked me these 3 times, and hast not told me wherein thy great strength lieth. And it came to pass, when she pressed him daily with her words, and urged him, so that his soul was vexed unto death. Ah, look at that. I don't know if men and many generations do that, but many women are most capable of this enticing, and everywhere of the field, no matter where you are. Well, of course now men are being stupid and gay. Vexed unto death, that he told her all his heart, and said unto her, There hath not come a razor upon mine head, for I have been a Nazarite unto God from my mother's womb. If I be shaven, then my strength will go from me, and I shall become weak, and be like in other men. And when Delilah saw that he had told her all his heart, she sent and called for the lords of the Philistines, saying, Come up this once, for he hath shewed me all his heart. Then the lords of the Philistines came up unto her, and brought money in their hand. And she made him sleep upon her knees, and she called for a man, and she caused him to shave off the 7 locks of his head, and she began to afflict him. And his strength went from him. And she said, The Philistines be upon thee, Samson. And he awoke out of his sleep, and said, I will go out as at other times before, and shake myself. And he wist not that the Lord was departed from him. But the Philistines took him, and put out his eyes, and brought him down to Gaza, and bound him with fetters of brass. And he did grind in the prison house. Howbeit, the hair of his head began to grow again after he was shaven. The death of Samson. Then the lords of the Philistines gathered them together for to offer a great sacrifice unto Dagon, their god, the false god, more like dragon or Satan, demons, to offer a great sacrifice unto Dagon, their god, and to rejoice. For they said, our God had delivered Samson, our enemy, into our hand. Bunch of lunatics and idiots, nonetheless. And when the people saw him, they praised their God, for they said, our God hath delivered into our hands our enemy, and the destroyer of our country, which slew many of us. And it came to pass, when their hearts were merry, that they said, call for Simon, that he may make us sport, entertainment, pretty much. And they called for Samson. Not Simon. Call for Samson, that he may make us sport. And they called for Samson out of the prison house, and he made them sport. And they set him between the pillars. And Samson said unto the lad that held him by the hand, suffer me that I may feel the pillars whereupon the house standeth, that I may lean upon them. Now the house was full of men and women, and all the lords of the Philistines were there. And there were upon the roof about 3,000 men and women that beheld while Samson made sport. And Samson called unto the Lord, and said, O Lord God, remember me, I pray thee, and strengthen me, I pray thee, only this once, O God, that I may be at once avenged of the Philistines for my 2 eyes. And Samson took hold of the 2 middle pillars upon which the house stood, and on which it was borne upon up, of the one with his right hand, and of the other with his left. And Samson said, let me die with the Philistines. And he bowed himself with all his might, and the house fell upon the lords, and upon all the people that were therein. So the dead which he slew at his death were more than they which he slew in his life. Then his brethren and all the house of his father came down, and took him, and brought him up, and buried him between Zorah and Eshtaol, and the burying place of Manoah his father, and he judged Israel 20 years. Where lies the secret strength of faith? Beautiful question. It lies in the food it feeds on. For faith studies what the promise is, an emanation of divine grace, an overflowing of the great heart of God. And faith says, my God could not have given this promise except from love and grace. Therefore it is quite certain his word will be fulfilled. Then faith thinketh, who gave this promise? It considereth not so much its greatness as, who is the author of it? She remembers that it is God who cannot lie, God omnipotent, God immutable, and therefore concludeth that the promise must be fulfilled, and forward she advances in this firm conviction. She remembereth why the promise was given, namely, for God's glory, and she feels perfectly sure that God's glory is safe, that he will never stain his own escutcheon, nor mar the luster of his own crown, and therefore the promise must and will stand. Then faith also considereth the amazing work of Christ as being a clear proof of the Father's intention to fulfill his word. He that spared not his own Son, but freely delivered him up for us all, how shall he not with him also freely give us all things? Moreover, faith looks back upon the past, for her battles have strengthened her, and her victories have given her courage. She remembers that God never has failed her, nay, that he never did once fail any of his children. She recollecteth times of great peril, when deliverance came, hours of awful need, when as her day her strength was found. And she cries, no, I never will be led to think that he can change and leave his servant now. Hitherto the Lord hath helped me, and he will help me still. Thus faith views each promise and its connection with the promise giver, and because she does so, can with assurance say, surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life. Lead me in thy truth, and teach me, for thou art the God of my salvation. On thee do I wait all the day. Psalms 25:5. We were in Psalms recently, but it already has passed, and so much more. And man, I will tell any of the gay people, you better stay away from me, otherwise you're getting executed. I don't want to be defiled by a stupid idiot who does not know their own selves or knows the difference between the right way to live. Lead me in thy truth and teach me, for thou art the God of my salvation. On thee do I wait all the day. Psalms 25:5. Goodness, I should have been doing that. There we go. Teach me your paths. Oh, isn't this one a long one? No, never mind. Yeah, I thought there was the one that we normally read, and it has different names and different letters and stuff. Teach me your paths, a psalm of David. Unto thee, O Lord, do I lift up my soul. O my God, I trust in thee. Let me not be ashamed. Let not mine enemies triumph over me. Ye, let none that wait on thee be ashamed. Let them be ashamed which transgress without cause. Shew me thy ways, O Lord. Teach me thy paths. Lead me in thy truth, and teach me, for thou art the God of my salvation. On thee do I wait all the day. Remember, O Lord, thy tender mercies and thy loving kindness, for they have been ever of old. Remember not the sins of mine youth, nor my transgressions. According to thy mercy, remember thou me for thy goodness' sake. O Lord, good and upright is the Lord. Therefore will he teach sinners in a way. The meek will he guide in judgment, and the meek will he teach his way. All the paths of the Lord are mercy and truth unto such as keep his covenant and his testimonies. For thy name's sake, O Lord, pardon mine iniquities, for it is great. What man is he that feareth the Lord? Him shall he teach in a way that he shall choose. His soul shall dwell at ease, and his seed shall inherit the earth. The secret of the Lord is with them that fear him, and he will shew them his covenant. Mine eyes are ever toward the Lord, for he shall pluck my feet out of the net. Turn thee unto me, and have mercy upon me, for I am desolate and afflicted. The troubles of my heart are enlarged. O bring thou me out of my distresses. Look upon mine affliction and my pain, and forgive all my sins. Consider mine enemies, for they are many, and they hate me with cruel hatred. O keep my soul, and deliver me, and let me not be ashamed, for I put my trust in thee. Let integrity and uprightness preserve me, for I wait on thee. Redeem Israel, O God, out of all his troubles. And the Lord will keep his promises. When the believer has begun with trembling feet to walk in the way of the Lord, he asks to be still led onward like a little child, upheld by its parents' helping hand, and he craves to be further instructed in an alphabet of truth. Experimental teaching is the burden of this prayer. David knew much, but he felt his ignorance and desired to be still in the Lord's school. 4 times over in 2 verses he applies for a scholarship in a college of grace. It were well for many professors if instead of following their own devices and cutting out new paths of thought for themselves, they would inquire for the good old ways of God's own truth, and beseech the Holy Ghost to give them sanctified understandings and teachable spirits. For thou art the God of my salvation, the three one Jehovah, which means the Holy Trinity. The one Jehovah is the author and perfecter of salvation to his people. Reader, is he the God of your salvation? Do you find in the Father's election, in the Son's atonement, and in the Spirit's quickening all the grounds of your eternal hopes? If so, you may use this as an argument for obtaining further blessings. If the Lord has ordained to save you, surely he will not refuse to instruct you in his ways. It is a happy thing when we can address the Lord with the confidence which David here manifests. It gives us great power in prayer and comfort in trial. On thee do I wait all the day. Patience is the fair handmaid and daughter of faith. We cheerfully wait when we are certain that we shall not wait in vain. It is our duty and our privilege to wait upon the Lord in service and worship and expectancy and trust all the days of our life. Our faith will be tried faith, and if it be of the true kind, it will be continued trial without yielding. We shall not grow weary of waiting upon God if we remember how long and how graciously he once waited for us. Way longer than humankind can even comprehend. Forget not not all his benefits. Psalms 103:2. That I will prepare for tomorrow. Bless the Lord, O my soul. And God divided the light from the darkness. Genesis 1 4. I think the book of Genesis is my favorite, and that's where he began. Although that's also where the mankind betrayed. Anyways, beautiful people and children of God, may you turn out to be a beautiful blooming flower for the King Almighty, as He nourishes you and makes you grow and mature in His further knowledge of His beautiful omnipotence. May all stay strong and be very courageous, no matter what comes upon you. Have a beautiful, amazing, interesting, splendid explorations, journeys, and so much more to come. And as your brother, may I say this in Jesus' name: I love you, and may the Lord bless you according to His will and when He is willing, and His plans for you and your bright future. Stealth Squad out, and have a blessed one. Goodbye!